Hey there everybody, welcome back to The World Is Not Enough. I've got another double-header video for you today. The first mission is called Night Watch. So in this mission we're going to be sneaking around Electra King's property and pretty much planting some wiretaps, photographing some documents, spy stuff. This is also one of those missions where we can't actually kill anybody, and that will fail us the mission if we do. So this is Gabor. He's Electra's personal bodyguard. We can't let him see us or we'll fail the mission. Davidov is Electra's head of security, and he's actually the guy we suspect of being the traitor. We have some guards who we cannot kill but can knock out. And there are also bodyguards. Electra's bodyguards, but we won't really run into them. Let's get started.
Good evening, 007. Electra's villa has a high level of security. Take a quiet look around and see what Davidov is up to. R is here to tell you about the security system.
Apart from the patrolling guards, you'll need to watch out for the security cameras. They've got motion sensors with a limited range. Each set of cameras is linked to a nearby security office, so your best course of action is probably finding those security centers and disabling their systems.
Be sure to get out of your room without causing suspicion.
Take care to stay in the room, Mr. Bond. I would hate for a guard to shoot you by mistake.
Okay, so it looks like Electra's putting us up in this nice, very nice, guest room while we're here. Unfortunately, they've locked the door, and that's not so nice. We can, however, start on our objectives by tapping this phone here. We're introduced to something new in this level, and those are vision modes. And this level we get X-ray vision. And these are toggled separately than regular gadgets and equipment, and only come up in certain levels. One cool thing is, see down there, that car that's about 6 feet out from our bedroom door? That's actually the end of the level. We'll be seeing that, well, later in the video. Got some guards talking over there, and a locked gate, which is where we're going to be heading. Oh, there's the patrolling guard. Hope nobody noticed that. That seems we're okay. This is a stealth mission. And the thing is, this game doesn't seem like it was made for stealth missions. The AI isn't particularly cooperative with it. It's just, when you play them, I guess you'll see what I mean. But there's only a couple of them in the game, so it doesn't seem like it was really meant to work this way. The stunner is pretty much your best friend in this level. The watch itself we'll be using almost exclusively the whole time. This guy we're going to use one of our darts. We only get 12 darts for the entire mission, so you really have to make them count. So here's the security center. We're going to switch back to our stunner before we move on. We have to disable these cameras here. So we're going to use the data scrambler. And there we go. Seems like these guards should be having a conversation, but there's no actual dialogue there. So we have one guard facing the other direction, and that is Gabor. And he's heading right for us. Okay, we gotta move. So Gabor has his own patrol route through the whole level. And luckily for us, this means he's going to be mostly out of our hair because we're heading the complete opposite direction. That's kind of nice. Oh. The bottom of a pool is not the place to be knocked unconscious. That section of indoor area doesn't have anything we need. No objectives are in there. So we're going to move right along to this garden here. I don't really want to waste one of my darts on this guy. I think if we wait, we can get him from behind. There we go. There's 4 guards in this area. There's 2 over there, and there's another one that always seems to hide from me, and I can never find him until he's shooting me. But there he is, so that's all 3 right there. Now let's see if we can do this part stealthily and just pass by these guards. Oh. Oh. Looks... oh crap, nope. So, doors opening alert the guards. And this guy here looks like he saw us through the window. So we're gonna have to take care of these guys. That's 1 and 2. Told you, this last guy always hides from me.
Quick, call Gabor.
And that was me with the wrong function on the watch. That's a mistake you do not want to make. Now that we have some time, I'm going to show off this gun that all the guards are carrying. It's the Mustang. It's a good rifle, it's got a scope on it, but since this is a non-lethal level, we're not really going to be using it. It does come up later in the game, so it's not totally wasted.
Over here.
None of these other doors actually lead anywhere. This is all of the inside area. There's a couple guards patrolling out here. Again, they'll notice the sound of doors opening and closing. So that guy loaded his rifle, but he walked away. Guess he forgot about us. A small note while I'm waiting for that guard to show up. I had to change the graphics plugin for this level because for some reason or another my emulator decided that the sky should be yellow. I'm hoping that the font and everything shows up okay, but let me know if you notice the difference and I can use this one permanently or not. We're going to do our little trick again to take down this guard waiting inside. And same thing as before. This part up here can be a little bit difficult because it's a big wide open area and there's no real way to hide from these guys. Or this guy, I guess. And once more. We have two guys in that room, and this is the spot where I always lose my stealth. I cannot seem to take down these two guys at once silently.
Over there! Quick! Hold Gabor!
We finally get to use this safe cracker I've been switching past, and we find some documents. Despite it being pretty late in the level, that's the first document we photographed.
Quick! Hold Gabor!
So this path here is the pretty much the end of the level. And I don't think I've ever been able to get here stealthily. I always have to deal with these guards as they shoot at me. There's one more over there, but he actually didn't notice us or the shooting, so we can take him out at our own pace. There's one thing I've never been able to understand about stealth missions. We don't kill any of these guys, but we knock them all out. And when they wake up, they're all going to say, yeah, it was James Bond. Doesn't really gain us anything. Anyway, here's the end of the level. But you remember, we had a good view of that from our bedroom, which was right there. It's kind of a weird level design trick they did here. The whole thing is a big loop around the house, but the house has different dimensions depending on where you're standing. So that's Davidov, and he's coming up the path right behind us. We gotta be quick and photograph some documents and tap this last phone. Now, the way to end the level might be confusing if you've never played this or watched the movie, but the trick is actually to watch the movie. This section in the movie has Bond sneaking through the property, although the whole thing is only about a minute long. And what he does when he sees Davidov is actually checks the back of his car and stows away in the trunk. As such, what we want to do is actually just go and use the trunk like a door. So that's the end of the level. Not too hard really, but it can be trouble if you don't know how stealth levels sort of work. And you may notice that the levels are starting to take a lot longer. This level took me 10 minutes. The next level is called Midnight Departure. And pretty much we need to kill Davidov and take his place with whatever it is he's doing. And this involves a whole bunch of little sub-objectives. Catching a plane, I guess, is the end goal. The only guy in our surveillance is Davidov. Okay, here we are. That trunk does not look comfortable to ride in. Here we have to follow Davidov and catch up with him. We can either take the well-lit road or back through the woods. It's harder to see back here, but luckily we have another vision mode, which is night vision. This one, however, has a battery, so we have to be careful how we use it. We also get this Deutsche M95, which is a sniper rifle, although a fairly weak one. There's Davidov there, and you can actually just shoot him, and then everyone will notice, and this level will pretty much just be a running gun. But we're going to try and do this a little quieter. And nobody seemed to notice. Instead of heading right out onto the road, we're going to go backwards, actually. But as far as being quiet goes, so far so good. So the M95 sniper rifle, its primary fire actually, is to shoot a burst instead of just a single bullet. These two guys are a little bit close together. We're going to have to wait for them to separate out a bit. That should be far enough. Seems like we're okay. Now, all of these guys, or most of these guys in this level, are carrying the crossbow, the Delta 900. And this is another one of those sort of gimmick single-use weapons I was talking about. This is the only level it's in. It's pretty good though, and it's a lot of fun to use actually. There's a fork in the path here. We have a choice between the river and the road. The river is one path we can take, but I find that it doesn't lead us to where we want to go as well as the road does. Not to mention that there's actually an objective up here in this cabin. So So I don't understand why this objective is here in this cabin. What we have to do is collect this ID badge. And this is apparently some guy that Davidov is trying to impersonate. But Davidov doesn't come here to collect it. And for another thing, I don't know why it's out in a cabin in the middle of the woods. So far our stealth is actually going pretty well. This is a lot more stealthy than I ever actually do this level when I'm just playing it normally. So this tree in the way is definitely not helping the sort of hard to use aiming controls. So that was some pretty bad shooting. Don't worry too much about that. There's another new weapon here, the Suisse Ssr 4000. And this is a sniper rifle. It's silenced, but it's very powerful. One shot can usually take down anyone. One thing about it though is that you have to reload each individual bullet separately. It's okay if you're only shooting one bullet at a time, but if you have to reload all 5 shots, it'll take a while. Much better shooting. I'm not sure that guy can actually see us if we just walk on the road. This is the first time I can remember noticing him anyway. We'll just take him out along our way. We're coming up on the airfield here. And this is, as far as I know, the only real sniping area in the game. There's one other level near the end that they give you a sniper rifle, but it's a lot more closed in than this. This area is a quite large open area with a bunch of guys and sniper towers. Now, it might just be because I'm using an emulator, but I'm finding the fine aiming control to be a lot harder to use. So sniping guys far away can be quite difficult. There's one more hard to find sub-objective over this way. It's not actually in here, but there's a couple guys here that I do not want showing up behind me.
Quickly!
So I'll take them up quickly. Sub-objective is actually in this big, I don't know, disused hangar. Okay, 2 guys and what looks like body armor, but is actually a blue duffel bag. So this blue duffel bag is what we want to use to bribe the pilot of the plane we're trying to catch. In the movie, it was actually a pair of running shoes that Bond uses to bribe the pilot. The one bad thing about the big, wide-open sniping area is it takes forever to walk across it. Hopefully Davidoff, there he is. Caught up with Davidoff here, he's waiting for his plane. And he is, pointing a gun at the wall. Okay. And we can pick up his cell phone too. It's a nice little ringtone.
Don't hurt me. Who are you?
Bond. James Bond. Now land that plane for me.
Okay, Flight 711, you're cleared for immediate landing, over.
Roger that, Control. We'll begin our landing at once. Over and out.
So Bond just identified himself by name to the, I guess you could say enemy air controller. There's our nice plane. Let's go catch it. Should probably put away our guns though. I don't think they'll like if we walk up to the plane with our gun drawn. That guy doesn't care about us at all. And another kind of long walk, but the level is pretty much over.
Yes. Do you have something for me, Comrade?
Here. Excellent. Go to the door.
And that's the end of the level. We are now impersonating a Russian who's impersonating another Russian, and we just caught an army plane to we don't know where. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Join me next time where we figure out where exactly we're headed. See you later.